so I loved singing sort of by myself and in the shower and all of that. But I didn't even want to audition for this, if I'm really honest, as much as I thought it would be great. I was very, very nervous to go and sing in front of Rob Marshall, who's like the musical god. And I said no to the audition, and then he called my agent and he just said, I do not want a singer who can kind of act. I want it the other way around.
Wow.
She's coming in. He was like, I know she's going to be great for this. And so I went in and I just gave it my all, and he was amazing about it and gave me the part. I'm so grateful to it, because it was ultimately, I think it's the best part I've ever been given.
Really?
Yeah, I do believe that strongly. The most to get into, you know.
Yes.
There was just so much to play with. She has such a journey. She has so far to go. Great conflict, you know.
Right. A little bit of infidelity.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of surprised.
Well, it's Chris Pine. No, it is. You don't usually see that, and I know Disney were maybe a little nervous about it, but I always fought for it, because I said, but she's the reluctant party. I said, if you play it in that sense, it's not going to be too terrible. But.
Right. You know, one thing I loved about this was that, you know, Prince number 1 was Cinderella's prince, and Prince number 2 was Rapunzel's prince.
Yeah, they're nameless.
And a lot of strong women on that set.
Yes.
You and Meryl. And
yes.
Did the women kind of take charge?
Well, I think that's, in a way, you know, in fairy tales, they are usually cautionary tales about women having to go through hell to get their happily ever after. And so it was sort of inevitable that women were going to take the focal point of this. But I specifically, what I loved about The Baker's Wife was that she was the driving force of that wish that she wanted. And James Corden plays the baker, was sort of backward in coming forward with this, and she did probably the most morally questionable things in order to get what she wants. But it's all coming from a place, you know. We always tried to find the reason why these women were doing what they did, and she wanted a baby. She was desperate to have a baby, and so she messed around all these fairy tale characters to take, you know, and get her wish.
Now, you were pregnant when you were filming?
I was, yeah.
How was that? You sure didn't look it on screen.
Well, I hid behind many characters towards the end. But
I didn't know until I read it.
Oh, well, that's good. I found out I was having a baby the same week I found out I had this movie.
Wow.
So it was a lot, and I waited a while, because, you know, the first trimester you want to make sure the baby's okay and everything, and I told Rob 2 weeks before we started rehearsals, and he was amazing. I called him and I just said, I have something to tell you. And he, for a joke, he went, "You're having a baby?" And I went, "Yeah, I am."
Right.
And he sort of, I'm sure he was concerned. He covered it very well. And he said, as your friend, I'm thrilled. As your director, I'm like, oh, God, we'll make it work. And so they ended up, Colleen Atwood, the costume designer, was amazing at sort of expanding my clothes every week towards the end. But
wow.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I probably was late on it, but I remember you so well from Devil Wears Prada.
Thank you.
Scene stealer every time. You worked with Meryl before. Was it different this time? Or?
Well, it sort of was in a way, because I lost some of that intimidation factor, because I've known her now since the movie, and we've become friends, and, you know, she's torturing me yet again in another movie. I said, this is our dynamic. We can never be friends on screen. We could never play lovers.
Right. Wow, you are such a good soundbite person. What are you doing next?
Well, I did a film over the summer called Sicario with Benicio del Toro, who I've worked with before and I love, and Josh Brolin, and it's about the war on drugs, and I play an FBI agent who gets stuck in the middle of CIA and the cartel, and it's really exciting. It was Denis Villeneuve directed it, who did Prisoners.
Right, which was so good.
Yeah, so brilliant. Yeah, he's excellent.
Oh, good.
So that was cool, and now I've just been with my daughter and liking that and just having some time off.
What's the best thing about motherhood for you?
You just don't care about anything else.